Hey, welcome to the team. Welcome to Legacy Branding Gifts. I'm your fearless leader, Lindsay Musser-Pacheco, and yes, I am making this video while driving. It's great to have you on the team. We are a regionally ranked team, meaning we're one of the best, if not the best team in the region, and we're working on being one of the best in the nation. You guys are going to be part of that. Good to have you. Wanted to go over a few key points, things that Carissa is going to touch on with you, but I wanted you to hear it from me first. So a little bit about me. I was an art and a Spanish major in college, loved books, traveling, all kinds of like soft, slow, mushy, outdoor, non-businessy stuff. But business is how I pay my mortgage and feed the kids that I'm gonna have in a little bit. So it's very important to me. If you think of the hardest you have ever worked in your life and just kind of keep that in your brain for a minute, I can promise you that I am currently and have been working harder than that for probably the last decade of my life to build this business. I get up at 5 in the morning. I often don't stop working until 11 p.m. And I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you how important this business is to me. If you do not take this business and each of these clients seriously, this is not the right team for you. Another thing that's really important to me is proactivity. So laziness and passivity will not work in this job. What I mean is there are going to be times when you have to go find the solution to a problem, when you have to get somebody to answer you who is not answering you, in the easiest way. And there are going to be times when you have to communicate with members on your team and people outside of your team, and you're just going to have to make it happen. If that's not your thing, then this isn't the position for you. And also, it's very important that you be able to work without somebody standing over you. Be accountable to yourself and be responsible for your actions and the results that they create. Sometimes we can have good intentions, but we don't get the right results, and we need to take responsibility for those results as well, even if we didn't mean to make them. I'm actually a pretty understanding, laid-back person in real life, but when it comes to my business, I'm all business, and there is a period of time Carissa told you about where we'll just be making sure that you're the right fit for the team. I'm not trying to fire anybody. That's not my goal. I'd love to have you and keep you and have you earn bonuses as we hit our goals for the month. But I need to make sure that it's the right people on the team, because the wrong people have consequences that go far beyond what you would think. So again, here's a couple things to know about the job going forward. So each client needs to go through a bunch of steps. I wish it was easier. I wish it was simpler, but it's not. We are brokering deals between Cutco and some other companies and the real estate agents who want to use these products for their clients. And there's a lot of steps involved, and you need to be a detailed person, making sure that each step gets taken care of correctly. I said earlier that you need to be able to work on your own and keep yourself moving at a good pace without somebody looking over your shoulder. We use this thing called the Executive Tracker, which is nothing more than an Excel sheet where you mark each client's progress as you go along. It's very important that you use that to direct your next step. I am going to leave you messages many mornings telling you something that might be important, but those messages are just highlights. They're not like they're not your only source of directives for the day. Does that make sense? So every day, no matter what happens, no matter what message you get or don't get, what needs to happen next is everybody on the tracker needs to move to the next slot. I forget how many steps are on there anymore, but I think it's like 10. They are not allowed to sit in one spot for more than 2 days, with the exception of getting a proof, which sometimes takes 5 business days, because that's what it takes for the proof to get back to us. If you don't understand any of these terms at the moment, don't worry, Carissa's going to train you. I just want you to keep the deadline of 2 days moving along the tracker in your mind, and know from the beginning that you don't wait to hear instructions from me and that's what you're going to do for the day. You follow the tracker, and the tracker is your instructions. Moving people along is the entire job. So earlier when I mentioned no passivity, if something is blocking you from moving somebody along on the tracker, you need to go figure out what that is, how to fix it, who's the best person to talk to, and so forth. As you can see from me making this video while I'm on the road, I am on a constant move all day long. I'm seeing clients, I'm visiting clients, I'm getting orders ready for you guys to put in, I'm negotiating rates to meet with clients, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So I will not always be available to hold your hand through anything, but if you can't get Carissa to answer you at the moment, or you're having a problem, I don't mind you reaching out. Just know that you might have to reach out somewhere else as well, because I will only respond if I can. That's what Carissa is in place for, to help you as you get your training, and eventually you'll be able to solve your own problems. Another thing that you need to know is that since I realized that you guys cannot work 24/7, I have another assistant who helps me out sometimes. Her name is Emily, and you need to learn how to work hand in hand and cooperate with Emily. She is not your competition. She is not your boss. But she is also not below you, and she has a ton of experience and knowledge. She's been in this business for a long time and done things at all different levels. So I want you to think of her as a resource that you can use when you don't know how to do something, or if you want to learn how to do something more efficiently, if you can't solve a problem, if you can't reach me, if you can't reach Carissa. I want you to think of her as like a co-worker, and also a bit of a mentor, because she has a lot of experience. And also she's going to be a bit of a magic elf for you. And what I mean by that is every day you're going to wake up, you're going to look at the tracker, you're going to see what you need to do next, what you need to move along. And sometimes something that I told you to do is going to already be done. That means Emily stepped in, looked at the tracker, saw that something needed to move, and she did it. She moved it for you. That's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes somebody else will do your work. Awesome. That means you don't take off for the day. You need to do the next step. If and when that happens, she's not taking work from you. There's plenty of work to go around, I promise. I'm always out there creating more orders. There's always extra projects that we need to work on. But there are deadlines for each of these things. And if you've ever dealt with repercussions from business days, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this right, but like, do you ever you get a paycheck on Friday and you're supposed to pay a bill that Friday? So you're like, I have the money, but it took the bank like till Tuesday for your money to come through. And so you got charged a late fee on your bill because you had the money on Friday, but it takes the bank X amount of business days to process. And so you got screwed because of that situation. That can happen with us. If you wait too long to get a response from a client, fix a problem, get an answer from them, whatever, we can get stuck in the many steps of the process, and a client's order can arrive late for them or be delayed. And I just talked to a lady who I missed out on her business ever since